And when I speak, I don't speak as a Democrat or a Republican, nor an American. I speak as a victim of America's so-called democracy. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy.
It's too bad for those that buy into the lies, thinking Islam can't rise, so they compromise, claiming civil lies, cause they drive an expensive car and call their friends not Muslims and not kuffar. They feel pride when complimented about their success, cause overseas they had less, and now they have the best. From Allah they've been blessed, but give credit to these snakes and do what it takes to please these fakes. Cause before they were here, they used to go to sleep hungry at night. Now they're so full, they can't take another bite, and they throw away more than they used to eat in a day. That's why they look at me crazy when I diss the USA. Thinking the situation proves that this is the best nation. Can't believe how they been compensated for the integration. Instant gratification, capitalist basis of life. That's why when it comes to Islam, all they see is the sacrifice. Can I do dawah and still clear a G and get the newest things for people to envy? Everything has to be a benefit to how they are living before they even think about giving. That's why they won't listen unless you have the #1 show on television. Yo, and sponsors make the decision to keep your show on. These corporate buyers get marketing lies to make commercials to keep their product's image strong. So while a nation watches your show, they see everything they need to try, and all these new products that they think they need to buy, hoping these products can put them a status above. They wanna be like the people on the commercial, so they fall in love with material things, and the accumulation becomes their life's purpose. Never see how emotions change, and over time these products become worthless. Well, I guess you can't see past the schemes while you fulfill your dreams. They're the puppet masters, and the expensive things are the strings. So as long as you're happy for a limited time, when you feel unhappy, you can bring it back for 1999. And even when that wears out, they got some more products you need to get at your nearest store. See, at their core is the need to get rich, so they design a system to keep them on top with no hitch, and leave you thinking that you have input on those elections, leaving a lost straight path for different directions.
Whether you vote for the lesser of two evils,
they get it right the first time, there is no sequel. Some feelings make it hurt with my work, but asking for a man to legislate instead of law, to me that shirt. Islam and democracy, even if it was by the people, ain't equal. Lying politicians like they care. Meanwhile, somewhere Muslims' life ain't fair. With them, you shouldn't even compare, because of the American dream, the world has a nightmare. Now that we talked about how they have you strung, let's see how they keep you down with the game they run. See, this government ain't what it claimed to be. This ain't no true democracy, it's controlled by three. First, it's the corporation, the real pimps in the game. You know, those who own the generic and the brand names. They choose a few policy makers and pay for their education. Let them establish think tanks for the policy of this nation. Then there's the so-called politicians, they make you choose. Vote for in elections, and you read about them in the news. They implement policies developed by trained brains to help their sponsors win in the corporate games. See, you think that these politicians represent you, son? Not unless you made a campaign contribution. Mental pollution to think that a Republican or a Democrat represents anyone whose pockets ain't fat. Better check the fact, don't believe this fable. Becoming complacent from scraps under the table, while other colonialized countries gets done. In America, we reaping benefits from unequal global wealth distribution, where companies pay someone $2 a day to make 10 pairs of Pumas, and for us at $150 we pay. Turn it around and give us a job for under $20 a day to do nothing, so we had nothing to say. But then we give it back to the government when we buy the shoes. We pay taxes twice, and it's nice to see how they get paid the dues. See, this government doubles its money off income and sales tax, and it ain't funny. It's all a part of the American dream for a select few, and you are a part of the scheme. What I mean, thinking that everything is fine cause you live nice, turning a blind eye to the third world's natural resources that the USA hides from nations where citizens are left with zero, but a time for a leader that you think is their hero. Most of you already know that cause you from that. Why you ignore that and don't think and just react? These companies that make the products you use are the same ones that make the politicians you choose. They pick who lose, this by telling y'all the news. And don't tell me y'all haven't seen the clues. What got you thinking you could get your homeland's protection in an election? Just wanna see that section by your affection. A Republican or a Democrat, it's all whack. Need to talk to those companies that control that. Just be mad as you relax, just spending and counting your assets. Better fulfill your obligation. Forget voting to establish an Islamic nation. Recognize Islam is the answer, and stop calling brothers working for the revival of cancer, cause they don't fit in your plan to be an upstanding full-fledged American. See, these politicians are nothing more than a front to the people so it don't seem that justice is only a thing that the paper bring as the dream team. The clout law to the dead presidents and those holding them, while Muslims get none and not even talk about our petroleum. They took from each and every one of us in this Umar. Had puppets tell us focus on religion and don't worry about dunya. Fake shades say material will ruin ya, telling us better concentrate on the sunnah. That's why I don't deviate. Follow the method of Muhammad to establish the state. Meanwhile, brothers and sisters are tricked in these fixed elections off the straight path of Allah in different directions.
Whether you vote for the lesser of two evils,
Better
you
get
vote
it
for
right
evil.
the first time, there is no sequel. Some feelings may get hurt because of my work, but asking for a man to legislate instead of Allah, to me that's sure.
Whether you vote for the lesser of two evils, you vote for
Islam
evil.
and democracy, even if it's by the people and equal. Lobbying politicians like they care. Somewhere Muslims' life ain't fair. Within them, you shouldn't even compare. Because of the American dream, the world has a nightmare. The whole nightmare. Nightmare. What? Nightmare. Right, nightmare. Yeah, eat coming.
Whether you vote for the lesser of two evils, you vote for evil. Whether you vote for the lesser of two evils, you vote for evil.
When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare.